Hello. I am back from sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable on my couch. But I am back from a very long hiatus, huh? I mean, like, I just left y'all hanging. But in my defense, I was traveling for work, and then there were the holidays, and then I was sick, and then work has been extremely busy. So I slacked off. I'm not gonna lie. I apologize, but it's not because I don't love you all and doing these videos. But I'm back. And if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I hope that you decide to subscribe, no pressure. And then also feel free to set an alert so that way for those of you who do subscribe to my channel, get the notification that I posted something new. So, how are you all doing? We're in a brand new year. We are in the second month of the new year, for that matter. Like, talk about time flying. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I have been having these, moments and conversations with the Lord. And one of the things that, he spoke to me not that long ago, he was like, what are you doing with your time? You watch a lot of TV and you do a lot of, things that pretty much waste time and aren't really adding value to my life, right? And I know I'm not the only one. I mean, I can ask the question to you, what are you all doing with your free time, the time outside of work that you have? Are you a TV binge watcher like I can be? I love a good show, and when I really like a show, I go in. The amount of I literally watched the whole season of The Pitt, which is such a good show, and I'm all caught up, and I did that in a matter of a few days. Mind you, I was under the weather at that time, so I give myself that grace. But, there are moments when I'm so exhausted, and I'm sure, everyone uses their time the way that, they choose. But ultimately, what I'm challenging myself with, and I challenge you to do the same, is to, first of all, evaluate what are you doing with your time, your free time. Are you wasting it? Because time is the most expensive currency that we have because we don't get it back, right? And so we have to be very mindful with how we use our free time. And I'm guilty of wasting time. Are you guilty of wasting time? I think we're all guilty of wasting time, right? Whether it's, like I said, binge watching shows or doom scrolling on our phones, right? That is just, talk about falling down a rabbit hole. I love watching, videos and reels, after reels. I'm not really into TikTok like that, but Instagram is I'm addicted to Instagram. I love watching videos on DIYs and food videos and travel ones, and obviously anything that makes me laugh hysterically, and then sharing it with friends or whatever. So I mean, those are things that I do that are honestly add no value to my life, to be completely honest. And so what are some of the things that you all do that really add no value to your life? And I'm not saying I'm not trying to guilt trip you. I'm not guilt tripping myself. I mean, I think we all deserve moments of relaxation. And if part of relaxing is binge watching a TV show or doom scrolling, do you, that's your thing, go for it. But how often are you doing that? And see, mine's pretty consistent. I doom scroll a lot, and it's something that I want to stop doing because it really is adding no value to my life, and I don't get that time back. So what are some of the things that I plan on doing or switching up is, investing in the things that add value to my life, add value to that free time, whether it's reading. I love to read. fiction and nonfiction, you know, but I'm like big time reader. I love, love, love a good book. And you know, I'm back in the gym after my 2 week hiatus. Well, actually it's kind of a longer than about 2 week hiatus from getting sick and then the snow. You know, so like, you know, adding value to my health. And, you know, also I'm gonna, you know, learn how to do different DIY projects around my house, because there are just a lot of things that I know that I can do on my own. And so that's where I will be watching videos, because I need to learn how to retile my bathroom and I want to do it well. So I'm gonna, you know, not only watch DIY videos, but I'm also gonna see if I can take up a class at Home Depot or Lowe's on like how to install tile and, you know, other little projects that I want to do around my house. Because those are things that I want to invest in myself, and, you know, it will add value to me. And, you know, who knows what I can turn into as a side hustle, you know, like being able to install, like redo tile in bathrooms and kitchens, you know, that's pretty, yeah, something I want to do for myself that can ultimately benefit others. And so what are some of the things that, you know, you're interested in learning or interested in doing that, you know, is a beneficial thing for you, and, you know, also a means to add value to the time that you have? You know, there's another thing that I'm interested in getting into is, you know, volunteering on the weekends, you know, like maybe like once or twice a month, going to like a, you know, not a soup kitchen, but they have, you know, these volunteer days where you can like pack groceries for people who are, you know, in food deserts locally, or like, you know, have food insecurity, you know, in certain neighborhoods in the DMV area, because that is sewing into other people's lives. And obviously that's something that's so close to my heart. Like, I am someone who loves to help other people. I mean, my heart is genuinely for children and like helping them. So things like that, like those are the things that I want to start investing in. And like part of that investment is an investment of time. So, you know, what are some of the things that you're interested in, you know, sewing into this year? You know, like we're still at the beginning of the year, and like I want us to all just be very mindful of the time that we've been given. It is a gift, you know, and yes, we can like spend our time doing the woulda, coulda, shouldas and like talk about the regrets, or, you know, the things that we didn't do before, and like, oh, I'm too old. Like, scrap all that. You're not too old to do anything, in all honesty. You still have breath in your lungs. You're still alive. So do you, you know, like take the trip, learn the new hobby, you know, like take a chance on someone, you know, like invest financially in something, you know, whatever. But it's like maximize your life. You know, we're so caught up on looks and attracting other people, and, you know, then there's, you know, just the worldly things. But like, what is that really doing for you? What's that doing for your soul? You know, those are like the questions that I want you to start asking yourself. Like, does this add value to my life? Does it add value to the time that I've been given? Does it add value to the lives of other people? You know, those are the questions that you should be asking yourselves, because honestly, that's what it is to be human. Being there for other people, being there for your neighbor, loving thy neighbor, right? You know, clothing people, feeding people, nurturing, you know, the lives of other people, impacting the lives of other people. Like, that is what it is to be human. Like, that's what it's about. You know, like, I'm not knocking getting into shape. I'm not knocking, like, you know, giving, like, you know, looking good. I love to look good. I love to like do my makeup. I love to invest in skincare. I love to invest in my hair and like clothing. Like, I'm not knocking any of that. I'm not guilt. It's not a guilt trip. Like, that also helps you feel good about yourself. Like, so, do that. If that's what, makes you feel good, do that. But my whole point is, like, life is so big that we should zoom out on our lives and start investing in multiple things, not just one slither of a thing. And so that is pretty much all I wanted to cover today. I will be posting again next weekend. I'm like thinking this because I'm like, I have something going on next weekend, so I'm gonna have to like record this week so that I can post it next weekend. But yeah, take a inventory of your time, your free time. What are you doing with that? And invest your time wisely, because again, like, you don't get it back. And so, I, challenge you to take a inventory of your free time. What are you doing with that? And how does that benefit you? And like, say there's certain goals that you want to achieve. How are you using your free time to invest in those goals? One has to, it has to align. Like, you have to put in time to reap the results of something. And so if you're not putting in the time, but you're still like hoping and wanting something, you got to make some adjustments, right? And so that's, I'm speaking to myself too. Like, there are plenty of things that I want to achieve, and I'm not doing a lot of the things that I need to do in order to achieve those things. So you're not alone. And I know I'm not alone. So, just be mindful of your free time and like how you spend it, because again, like, you don't get it back. So that's pretty much all I have for today. I hope that you all have a fabulous week. I look forward to any comments that you may have, any things that you all want me to talk about. Leave some suggestions. Like, I want to interact with you, through YouTube, and, my main page has my Instagram handle. I want to interact with you. If any of my videos not only speak to you, but you feel that someone in your life, needs to hear something, share it, please. Because like I said, I'm using this time to invest in other people, and to just, share my heart and share, just the various facets of my life. And, I want to share that with other people. So, thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you all next weekend. All right. Love you. Bye.